Welcome back, y'all, to Whiplash TV. Today, we're going to do some more upgrades to my wife's 2005 GMC Duramax. Today, we're going to upgrade some more things to help out with the looks of this truck. It looks great already, but I think it can look better. And there's some things that me and my wife have been wanting to do to it. So today is going to be another video. I'm just doing some different things to it to make it look even better than it does already. Please hit thumbs up and like this video, and also if you haven't already, consider subscribing down below and ring that notifications bell. And please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this truck and what you think of this video. All right, let's hop into the first upgrade. So one of the mods I'm gonna do to my wife's truck is she wanted to get rid of this tall antenna and put on a bullet style antenna. So I'm gonna put on this bullet style 50 cal antenna. So here's the antenna that we're gonna install. Just a solid aluminum antenna, all black. Comes with a bunch of adapters and stuff inside the box to make it fit all sorts of different vehicles. First things first, gonna get rid of this one. So in this case, the antenna didn't unscrew from the stud that it's on. It's supposed to unscrew right here. So since the antenna didn't unscrew from this point right here and unscrewed from down here, we gotta take the black plastic piece off right here. It's just this section. So now with the hood popped, you want to gently pry up right here. There's just a clip. And then there's also a clip up here. And then there's also one other clip over here. So now your plastic piece comes off, just held in by those three clips. And then the antenna comes off. That's what the antenna goes into. Well, this job was supposed to be easy. I even put some WD-40 on it, went to turn it off, and it broke right off. So, a job that should be stupid easy, I did also on the single cab cat eye. Took like 5 minutes. Well, I'm gonna have to order a new antenna base. All right, so the fix came in for our broken antenna. This piece here had the original threaded piece off of it, which broke off in the old antenna. So now we're not going to use that anymore, obviously. We have a new antenna to install. So this will not slide over this piece right here. And I'm going to go over to the truck and I'm going to show you where this came out of on the truck. So this right here is where it came out of on the truck. And this piece just literally presses down into there. And it came, see, it goes down in there like that. But this piece came out when I was trying to unscrew the antenna. It just came up and out. So this piece, that prong right there, makes contact down in the very bottom, and then it's metal the whole way through where it broke off. So now this will have to get reinstalled back into the truck, and this won't accept this piece here because it's too big. And this has this piece here on the outside, looks like it'll just come off. So I'm going to take it off of here so this can get installed, and then that piece will slide over this, and then this will tighten down with the Allen, because if we didn't have this piece of metal running through the center and then this piece of stud, which is going to screw in here, if that didn't contact the top of that, and then the top of it go into the antenna, then you're not going to have metal connection the whole way through. Because inside here, that is a piece of black plastic, and it's glued in there. And there's actually a little chunk of glue that was exposed. I just took a knife and just took it right off of it. So that's what I'm gonna do next, is take this off of here so it will slide in. All right, so I literally took that piece that was installed like that, rolled the rubber back, which kind of broke it, and then it pulled right up and off of there, leaving this exposed. So now let's see if this will go in here. Yes, it will. So that'll fit right up inside of there just fine. So now this has to get reinstalled and pressed into the truck. So then this will go on top of it. And now it makes more sense as well, because this looks a lot like that section right there in the instructions. And the rest of this black down inside of the metal piece in there, right there. All right, so I'm just going through this so that way if you took your antenna off like I did, and if this piece pulled all the way out, you can kind of work your way through what you need to do to make this work. All right, so let's go press this into the truck and then install this adapter piece here. All right, so now we're going to install that black piece back down and in. So I'm actually going to take a hammer. Just be careful with your hammer. Make sure not to hit your paint. Drive it all the way down flush. So now we can take our easy antenna fix. It sets right down and over it. And now I'm gonna line up this Allen over here on the side to wherever I can get my Allen wrench that they supplied with it to tighten it down. All right, and now with that Allen tightened down, that piece is secure and tight on top. Now we'll just install a stud right into it and then put our antenna on it. So the kit came with this as one of the studs, but in with the antenna came this one here, which is actually longer than that one. So I'm gonna use the black one. I put a dab of Loctite on the very bottom of it. That's going into the easy antenna fix, just the blue grade. And since this is longer, I'm again trying to make contact more between the antenna and then also the broke off stud piece down in the easy antenna fix. So now I'm gonna install this right here. All right, so now that that stud is installed, the nut is tight, I'm gonna take this rubber kind of washer that came in with the new antenna, and I'm gonna set it down over that nut. That's going to help it out to where it will come up against that when it bottoms out and help to keep it set in place and not vibrate loose. So now I gotta install the piece of plastic back on here and install the antenna. All right, so now the antenna is installed. So now we'll put the black piece of plastic over it. All right, so now it's over. We'll just clip it down into place. And there you have it. The antenna's repaired, fully installed, plastic piece is back on, and it's fixed. The link in the description for that 50 cal bullet antenna is down in the video description if you want to check it out and order it, along with that easy antenna fix. So obviously with this truck, it has a pretty good and strong white and black theme going on. Obviously you got the white paint, you got some white on the mirrors, you got some white on the front bumper. Some more will be done up here soon. Got some parts coming for it. You got the black wheels with just very subtle accents. So pretty much a white and black theme is what we've got going on the truck, other than the chrome. So today we're going to get rid of some of that chrome. So for our second mod, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change out these Duramax EFI Live badges right above the chrome, right on the doors, right there. So I'm going to pull off those badges. That's going to be the second mod that I'm going to do today. Since those badges up there have to come off, and I'll have to use some of that Dissolve It and some cleaners to remove the sticky stuff behind the badge, I'm going to tackle that first because I don't want to get that remover onto the hyper dip that's going on the moldings on the sides of the doors. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to start by removing those Duramax EFI Live badges. So as you can see, the new badge is exactly the same as the chrome badge, other than being black. It's kind of a satin black. It's not real shiny out here. The letters of the Duramax are a little bit shiny. And then you've got the same, you know, blue and red over here where it says EFI Live and Allison transmission. So these should look real good and real fresh on this truck. Should give a nice look to it. So I'll pull this one off, clean up all the sticky stuff behind it that's on the paint, get it clean. The new badge is just simply going to go on by peeling this tape off of the back of here, and it's got the same sticky stuff on the back of it, and then we'll just stick it right on. I'm going to use the same fishing line technique that I used in my other badge on the... I'm going to use the same fishing line technique that I used in my other video on the channel about how to remove and take off badges. Comes off that easy with fishing line. The old badge is off. All the sticky stuff is off. Just spray some rubbing alcohol on it. Give it a good wipe down. So I'm gonna peel my tape just like this. That way I can pull it once I get it stuck right where I want it. Going to line it up right where I want it to go. Check my measurement of about where I want to be. It's about right. And then once I get it sitting nice and level, okay, now I'm going to stick it down. I'm going to pull this out behind it, stick it down as I go. Then you just want to hold pressure on it. All right, once you've held some pressure on it, that's all there is to it. The new badge is on. It's sitting perfect. Next up, now that our antenna and our badges are done, the next thing that we're gonna do is this trim molding piece on the side. We are gonna hyper dip both pieces of molding on the doors on both sides of the vehicle, and this is going to be my first time using hyper dip. I've used plasti dip on several things, but it looks like hyper dip has a really good product for badges, emblems, trim pieces, stuff like that. So we're going to give it a try. First things first, you want your vehicle in the shade, just like I have this truck. Then the next thing we will do is we got to clean off these chrome moldings on the sides of the doors. And then once we clean it, we can mask it off and then start spraying some hyper dip on it. So I purchased this little kit from Hyperdip for emblems and badges and different stuff. So it comes with their pre-dip spray. That's what we're going to use in our case to get the moldings on the side doors cleaned up. Then it also comes with the Hyperdip, whichever color that you choose. I chose black. It also comes with a roll of tape for taping off the section that you're going to do. It also comes with this tool. I think they call it a spludger tool, something like that. It's got some different ends on it. You can use it for when you're peeling off the product and working it around, and then also it comes with a towel. So the first thing to do is use that pre-dip spray on the rag and wipe off the surface of the moldings. Also, they want you to take their tool and use that flat end to get behind all those edges. Whether you're doing an emblem or moldings, they want you to get around there and remove all the dirt from around it. You don't want to get your rag too wet. You just kind of want to wet it like that, and then just kind of get the foam away, then wipe it. You can take your tool, put it in a wet section, run it all along there. All right, so just like that, this molding is wiped down and cleaned up, also underneath all the edges. Now we'll do that for the rest of the moldings. All right, the next thing to do is to tape off all around where you're going to be doing the hyper dip. They say you want about 1 inch away from where you're doing the hyper dip, because you're going to have some material left for you to pull on, because it's going to break away from the edge of the emblem. We're going to apply 1 light coat initially, and we're going to cover approximately 50% of the chrome, and it's just going to be a light coat. They want you to do a couple light coats, then we'll get into our wet coats. Hyper dip is a lot thinner, so it's going to spread out a lot easier across whatever you're spraying it on. So don't forget to spray at an angle at times to get around all the edges of your molding or badges or whatever it is you're spraying. And that's it right there for the first coat. You're just going to let that dry for somewhere around 15 to 20 minutes, they say, and then come back and hit it with the next coat. Don't worry if you get some overspray on any of the paint, because this stuff comes off of paint super easy. Coat number 2. All right, this is after the 3rd light coat, and as you can see, there's still sections where there's still some chrome behind it, so it's not at all completely covered. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start doing a heavier coat. All right, now the fourth coat is done. Gonna let that dry, come back for a fifth, and start going heavier with my coats. Here's coat number 6. This is coat number 7. I'm getting pretty heavy with these coats now on that molding, and I'm just getting a feel for how heavy I can actually go with this hyper dip, because it is a lot thinner of a material than Plasti Dip is. Plasti Dip is much more thick and lays different. This hyper dip, they want you to do just coat after coat after coat on whatever it is that you're spraying it on, and just slowly build up the material. All right, this is coat number 8. I'm gonna do a 9th coat on this right here, and then after that, I'm gonna call that good. That last heavy coat turned out real nice. There's just a couple spots, like there's one right here that I want to get a little better, and it is a little bit of a windy day, so I pulled it back over by my shop to kind of block the wind, and I'm gonna lay one more heavy coat. That's the end of the first can. So that 9th coat's gonna be it. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit and then start taking off the masking tape. So now it's had time to sit for a while, so it's time to start removing the masking tape. And then as we do, they usually say you want to try to keep some of this layer on the paint so you can use it to peel away. And we're supposed to get a clean peel line right in between the molding and the paint. So the molding hyper dip should stay, and everything off the paint should just peel clean. Let's see how this works. Okay, I peeled that tape away so that way it left me something to grab to peel with. All right, so now that all the tape is off, now we're going to start peeling it off of the paint and work it back up against our molding. There we go. So now I'm just going to follow this across the bottom. That is really cool how that comes off so clean and leaves a nice clean edge. Do the same thing up here. I'm really impressed with how good that came out. When this stuff peels off, it leaves just a really nice clean line right at the molding. All right, y'all, so here's what we're starting with. Now this is what we're working with. No big antenna, no chrome Duramax badges, and no chrome side molding. That looks so much better black. I love how that turned out. The wife is happy too with it, so all around, it's a real good day. Cleanup was super easy. So I don't have time to do this today, but back here where the 4x4 is at, we've got all black 4x4 decals to tie it in. So I'll get rid of those stock 4x4 ones and put those on when I get time. So y'all, I'm really impressed with the way that hyper dip turned out. With hyper dip, they have definitely come up with a way to where you can just mask off a simple area around it, peel it, and it just creates its own line. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that. And you can't argue with the way that the product turned out. So I'm pretty happy with it. Later on, I'll let y'all know how long it lasts. Again, I put on 9 total coats, just trying to really put on a nice layer like they say to. I barely got into the second can. I still have masking tape left over. So the kit, they really do a good job, you know, not skimping on what they give you. I think that they do a really good job on that. So I'm really happy with it. Y'all do me a favor and leave a comment down in the comment section and let me know, what do you think of the way that this truck turned out today with these different mods that were done? Before y'all get on out of here, please hit like on the video and also make sure you're subscribed and also ring that notifications bell. I appreciate the continued